All right, guys, today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. You guys read the title of the video. We are going to discuss some unpopular opinions. I am here joined by Trita, Morey, Molly, Ashley, Jeffrey, Yuna, and that's Benjamin. But we know him as his superhero alias Blue Jay.
Yo dude, can we easy on the superhero identity?
I mean, it isn't really much of a secret identity since I myself have gone by my real name, though I have been often referred to as Arrows.
Anyways, let's kick things off. I will start us off. Anybody ever remember or heard of this show called All Grown Up? Which is a spin-off series to the original Rugrats series. In my personal opinion, I much prefer All Grown Up over Rugrats. And I do understand why most people would prefer the OG Rugrats over All Grown Up. Rugrats was just okay in my opinion, but when I got a chance to see All Grown Up for the very first time, it completely amplified my perspective of Rugrats since I was never really a diehard fan of the original series like that.
I never watched either show, so I don't really have much of an opinion on this.
I remember seeing reruns of the show airing on the now discontinued block on T-Nick called Nick Rewind, which was originally called many other things prior to the 2019 rebrand. The show was pretty decent, but I prefer other classic shows like The Wild Thornberrys. Though I did like that movie Rugrats Go Wild. Very underrated in my opinion.
I'm not too crazy about Rugrats myself, so I can totally understand why you feel that way.
Dude, that show is so mid, bro. Like I can't you not. Every time I be scrolling on Reddit, people be praising the show to high heavens. Like I get it became an iconic classic, but it ain't that good. Where's the love for shows like El Tigre?
I once watched Rugrats before, I think. I might have been 5 or 6 when I saw a rerun of the show. For a moment, I almost thought I was watching a Nick Jr. show. Never again.
Dang, dude. I kinda did like Rugrats a bit. But I guess it isn't for everyone.
I'm a bit indifferent since I didn't watch a whole lot of 90s shows like that outside of certain ones that interest me.
Okay, pretty chill response I see. So Ashley, since it's been quite a while since you really appeared on the channel and did much, would you like to give out your unpopular opinion?
I think I'm fine.
Don't worry, this is a safe space. There won't be any judgment.
I can't guarantee that.
Come on now, don't be shy.
Okay, fine. You know that show Gravity Falls? I think that show is severely overrated, and not in a positive way. I think it's alright, but I can never get the hype for it. Please don't kill me.
Hey Ashley.
Yes?
Respect, girl. I like Gravity Falls myself, but I totally respect the courage for you to say that.
It's fine, little sis. Despite the overwhelmingly positive reviews this show receives, it really isn't for everyone, just like any show.
He is right, you know. There are some shows that may be critically acclaimed that may not be everyone's type, you know.
Okay, I was joking about judging you. Well, as long as it isn't any foolishness. But if it's something as trivial as a TV show, despite it being one of my all-time favorites, it isn't that deep.
Geez, thanks guys.
Well, now we are on the subject of hot takes on TV shows, I would like to go next.
Oh, here we go again.
Okay, this is going to be an extremely controversial take, so bear with me. You know Teen Titans 2003, right? And you guys know Teen Titans Go. Despite how divisive Go is in the Teen Titans and cartoon fandom, I enjoy both shows.
Hey man, I personally never really hated Teen Titans Go like that. Well, besides that time, I got heavily influenced by the cartoon community that really despised this show. I'm saying this from a perspective as someone who has only watched Teen Titans Go before watching the 2003 Teen Titans. Now, I did get burnt out of the show at one point because of the infamous Teen Titans Go takeover in 2017. And yes, I am fully aware the show doesn't even air as much as it did back then. and I don't even have the Cartoon Network channel at my house anymore.
My personal beef isn't really with Teen Titans Go itself, although I'm not a big fan of it. He keeps talking about this show and the O3 show 24/7 nonstop. At this point, it's pretty much becoming an annoying PSA on how to be superheroes.
I'm not really a Teen Titans Go person myself. I much prefer the 2003 Teen Titans. But you gotta admit some of their songs kinda slaps actually. Like The Night Begins to Shine, which sounds like a retro 80s song, and even that awesome looking art style change. Also can't forget that song Cyborg sang to Jinx, "Girl You're So Amazing."
And the actual name of the song is called All I Want Is You by Joe Ryan III featuring Ayana. Ever since I listened to that full version of the song, it completely changed everything, man.
Huh, is that the reason why you call yourself Azariah Ryan 789?
Actually, no. I originally named myself Rockstar Ryan 789 since it was named after a custom character I named in LEGO DC Supervillains Rockstar Ryan. Now the 789 part kind of was just there, but it also reminded me of like the last 3 years of the 2010s, 2017, 2018, and 2019.
Oh cool, dude.
Admittedly, I did watch Teen Titans Go growing up. It was okay in my opinion. Though I haven't told too many people about it, aside from close friends, because I know how heated the internet can be.
I've seen Teen Titans, and a little bit of Teen Titans Go. Mostly prefer the 2003 series. TTG is not really my thing, you know. But, I'm not gonna rage at someone who likes it.
I mostly watch Disney XD and Nicktoons. Of course, not the current state is the SpongeBob network. Teen Titans Go was hit or miss. They would have some okay episodes, some surprisingly pretty good episodes, and those episodes that makes you not want to watch TV ever again.
I would like to share my unpopular opinion about this whole Teen Titans nonsense. One of the reasons I have no desire to be a cartoon YouTuber, or be affiliated with these kinds of fandoms, is because about this stupid debate on Teen Titans versus Teen Titans Go. Yes, I remember they made a movie about it as I recalled my younger siblings watching the movie. I'm personally pretty indifferent to this whole debate as I don't care about either series. Not really too much into DC stuff, or really any superhero content like that. I mean, I'll look at some every now and then, though it wouldn't be Teen Titans 2003 nor Teen Titans Go. We get it. Teen Titans Go, bad. Teen Titans 2003, good. Like at this point it is just the same cycle over and over again that I want nothing to do with. Especially those low-effort cartoon hate memes on DeviantArt that aren't even clever or funny. I'm done for now.
Wow, Trita, that is actually a very fair argument. If there's something that annoys me more than Teen Titans Go itself with some of the really bad episodes, besides some shows that actually crosses the line for me, I'm looking at you, the Patrick Star Show, and most of modern SpongeBob. It's that tiresome ongoing war of Teen Titans Go versus Teen Titans and parts of the Teen Titans fan base, which a lot of fan bases, I have a really bad history with a lot of fan bases. Does anyone else have an unpopular opinion to share?
I got some hot takes I would like to share with you all. This one doesn't include toxic cartoon fandoms. I'm gonna be real with you all for a moment. And this may get under some people's skin, but I don't honestly care. Little Caesar's pizza is absolutely disgusting and Domino's is way better. And I get it for the people that may have been nostalgic to getting that fresh Little Caesar's pizza from a Kmart store, but let's not pretend, but this food is literal rock bottom. And the only time this food is really valid is if it is a choice between really nasty school pizza or this. But outside of that, I would much rather have Domino's, Pizza Hut, or even Papa John's pizza. Hell, you can even serve me that Chuck E. Cheese pizza for all I care, and it's still better.
I completely agree with you, my dude. Now, this particular opinion isn't really unpopular amongst my folks, but I be hearing some people be complaining that Domino's pizza is absolutely nasty while they praise to high heavens that Little Caesar pizza is good pizza. Heck, I remember one girl back in high school that said that Little Caesars pizza was the best pizza in the world, like better than like other kinds of pizzas.
Best pizza in the world? I mean, the pizza is mid at best. The best pizza I ever have is at those really good pizza places like Beggar's Pizza.
Oh yes. Beggar's Pizza was one of the best pizzas I ever had since then I went to take a trip to New York that one time.
You know who else likes Beggar's Pizza?
Ew, is it my mom?
We seriously have too many cartoon references.
Guys, I was gonna say me. I absolutely love Beggar's Pizza.
I think we need to get back on track before one of us throws in more running gags.
Say, Yuna, you seem to have a lot on your mind right now. You wanna go share some unpopular opinions?
As a matter of fact, I do have some things to share. I know this is going to be one of those fast food debates, and this particular fast food restaurant gets memed on a lot. Taco Bell isn't really that bad in my opinion. Yes, the food there isn't really authentic, much like other places such as Panda Express. They actually have some pretty decent stuff on their menus that I like, such as the chicken chalupa, nacho cheese Doritos taco, and those nachos fries that seem to be an on and off thing. And of course I do get their drinks they have available. I kinda wish getting certain ones for the $5 box wouldn't increase the price though.
Now that I actually agree with. Taco Bell has been known to be one of my usual spots to get something out to eat every now and then.
You guys aren't alone on this one. I also enjoy Taco Bell as well. Especially those chicken burritos and the cheesy bean rice burrito. They are my personal favorites.
Taco Bell is okay, I guess, but I don't have the best memories of working there but one time.
I strongly concur with this take. Taco Bell is extremely overhated in my opinion. Me personally, it isn't just Taco Bell that sends me to the toilet. It can be any fast food place or if I eat a good amount of food at Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner.
Murray. WTMI.
While we're on the subject of fast food, I like to give out my hot take next. I'm gonna be 100 with you guys. McDonald's is completely overhyped as hell. I be hearing people saying it is the #1 best fast food of all time. But let's be real, McDonald's compared to other fast food places like Wendy's, Hardee's, or even Burger King is hot garbage. Especially the McNuggets. It's been a long time since I've had them, and I didn't remember them tasting so bad.
Dude, you are literally speaking the truth. And especially those McNuggets. Last time I ever had McNuggets, they tasted terrible. Now granted, they were sitting out for a little bit, but honestly, I never tasted such atrocious chicken nuggets in a very long time. Next time I'm getting like nuggets from like a fast food place, I'm getting it from like Wendy's or Burger King.
I haven't had McDonald's in a while. Isn't that the same place that says their ice cream machine always break?
I've heard about that. Though most of the McDonald's I've gone to, their ice cream machines worked just fine. Although I like to bring up how expensive Happy Meals cost, no wonder I rarely ever get them as a child.
I'm gonna tell you this, Yuna. Those Happy Meals aren't really all that special, to be honest.
I never personally had a Happy Meal since I was like 5 or 6 years old.
I was like in 3rd grade the last time I ever had a Happy Meal, around the age of like 8, 9 years old. I rarely even get those anyways.
McDonald's in general is overpriced nowadays. If I'm gonna be paying that much for some food, it better be higher quality than McDonald's food. Doesn't have to be fine dining though.
McDonald's is okay, but I feel like there are way better options. Though, I will say the breakfast in McDonald's is actually pretty decent. But that's it. Alright, I got this one take I need to share. I'm gonna set the record straight. This whole iPhone versus Android war is honestly super dumb. Cares if someone has an iPhone or an Android phone. It's like people would be making a big deal if someone text in the chat was a green bubble instead of a blue bubble. For some people, they would get rejected in relationships. If relationships and or friendships crash and burn just because of that, it really isn't meant to be. I'm just being honest.
I mean, you are not wrong there. I say this as someone who uses Android. I personally really don't care if someone has an Apple or Android device. I say whatever does the job right is valid.
I've been having Android phones since I got my first device when I was in middle school. I am perfectly fine with my Samsung Galaxy.
I myself have the iPhone 13 for the past few years, and it is still fine. No big deal. But seriously though, these wars about what kind of phone or digital device is seriously draining. Like people need to get a grip. It's not the end of the world if someone has an iPhone or Android. It's all about personal preferences.
Now, this next round, any of us that have an unpopular opinion to share, we will blurt it out. And oh boy, I have something that has been annoying the hell out of me for a while that I need to let out. So apparently, parts of my generation are overly critical on what emojis we use. Now, granted, emojis always have various meanings depending on the context and specific moment they are being used. But it has gotten to the point where people would either get offended by it, even if the context and the emoji they are using is completely harmless, or they will call you old and outdated for using an emoji they deem to be irrelevant. I'm gonna be upfront. I don't care what emoji you use for a laughing emoji, whether it's tears of joy emoji and the rolling on the floor laughing, or the skull emoji and the crying emoji. Now, if I had to say which pair I find more cornier than the other, it would be the crying emoji and the skull emoji. In most contexts, I would find the skull emoji way less annoying than the crying emoji. To be honest, I barely even use that emoji anyways, even if it was to convey genuine sadness. But let's be real, a lot of people don't really take this emoji that seriously anymore, especially how it's been redefined.
I know as teenagers we have a tendency to be overdramatic. But in what world when we pass the age of 16 we are suddenly deemed old? Just because our childhood is fading away, or there are a lot of unsupervised 12-year-olds trolling on the internet. Younger siblings sometimes troll around just to annoy me. I am 19 years old, only like 5 months shy from 20, not 29 pushing 30. Though to be quite frank, 30 isn't really old at all, you're just grown. That explains a lot.
Okay, I know there was some discourse on this one, but I didn't mind too much about the designs of the 2003 Teen Titans in the movie Teen Titans Go vs. Teen Titans. Though I did notice the difference, especially with Cyborg.
I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. The Gumball episode The Choices is so overrated. Don't get me wrong. The episode was fine and all, but I wouldn't consider it the best episode of the entire series, what a lot of people been saying on their best episodes of Gumball. Now that episode The Fury where Nicole Watterson and Masami's mom Yuki Yoshida had this epic anime fight was miles better than The Choices in my book.
As much as I really like Teen Titans, despite a certain someone being overly obsessed with it,
I heard that!
I can kinda care less if the show gets a season 6 this late in the game. Maybe sometime earlier, sure, but now, even if Teen Titans Go finally does end someday, there is no guarantee that Teen Titans 2003 will come back. It may never come back as far as we know. That isn't too surprising considering that the show has ended 19 years ago. Things have likely changed since 2006. Not trying to reference the series finale episode Things Change.
Bro, TikTok in my opinion is so overrated as hell. Especially with some of the brain rot content that exists that kids often consume. But even worse, some of the dangerous challenges that people start doing for views. Are y'all really that bored? Speaking of which, I would find scrolling for hours on TikTok to be repetitive and boring. I'd much rather watch YouTube videos for hours than that.
I'm pretty indifferent to some of the logo changes that certain companies change. I personally didn't mind when Nickelodeon changed their Splat logo to the 2009 letters. Yes, and I was born in 2007, and my earliest memories was at 2 years old when the Nickelodeon logo transformed into the 2009 lowercase letters. I wasn't overly broken about the Disney Channel logo getting rid of that big Mickey Mouse head in favor for a more simplified logo with the letter I having the Mickey Mouse ears in 2014. Now I don't really watch these channels anymore since I don't look at cable that much nowadays, but apparently both networks have changed their logos again. Disney this year and Nickelodeon in 2023. Though I would say this logo looks like the Disney Channel letters from the 2000s and early 2010s, but without the Mickey Mouse head. Look very plain without the Mickey Mouse ears and the outer glow. Now as for this logo, I have been hearing many people praising it to death all because they were missing their beloved Splat logo, and claiming it is a new renaissance to the channel. This reminds me the time when people thought the Loud House was going to save Nickelodeon, and here we are. Awful scheduling, lack of original content. Honestly, besides YouTube, TikTok and streaming, it is no wonder why kids barely watch cable nowadays. This logo is so overhyped by 90s and 2000s nostalgia addicts.
Not gonna lie though, I didn't watch a whole lot of Cartoon Network growing up with the exception of a few shows. I was more into Disney Channel back then.
Yo, as crazy as it may sound, I haven't watched much of Cartoon Network before 2016. I've only got to know multiple shows in the short amount of time with 5 years until I lost the channel in 2021. It disappeared from my cable package for an unknown reason.
I know this take is going to ruffle some people's feathers, but I don't care. Out of all of the shows that are returning for a new season or spin-off series, I wasn't that hyped about Phineas and Ferb Season 5. Don't get me wrong, I loved Phineas and Ferb growing up, but I feel like the show should have ended after the Season 4 finale the last day of summer. It genuinely felt like a conclusion to the series. It just felt out of nowhere that the show is coming back. And I feel like peak is back comments have no meaning at all. It was peak for when the content originally happened then because it was new and exciting. Yes, it is exciting to see some of your favorite childhood shows come back. But that doesn't mean the peak of content has returned from that. Feel free to comment down below if there's a show or movie that has released in the 2020s or made an impact to the 2020s decade thus far that you would consider it quote-unquote peak content.
I have a few somewhat unpopular takes. Anyone remembers or heard of this Disney show called The Replacements? I'm gonna be deadass right now. I never even knew this show existed until like a couple years ago when I saw someone made a cartoon roast when they were roasting the intro of the show. I did check out this show about like a few months ago, and from what I have seen, this show is severely underrated. When it comes to most of these Disney animated shows, I mostly be hearing stuff like Proud Family, Kim Possible, even the Lilo and Stitch series, and obviously Phineas and Ferb. Now, for some strange reason, they don't have the second season of this show on Disney Plus. I think I found a way to watch this whole show, although one of the episodes don't really load very well. But outside of that, this show has started to grow on me, and I think it's a pretty solid show. Now, for this show in particular, a lot of you guys may not know what the hell this show is or even remember it airing. It is called Ollie's Pack, and I think it aired on Nick a few years ago. It's about this kid named Ollie Allen who has a backpack that is a gateway to the monster dimension, and he has two best friends named Cleo and Bernie, and this cat-like monster named Captain Wowski, but they call him CW for short. Not gonna lie, initially when this show came out, I wasn't personally too impressed with it, so I kind of stopped watching for a while. Then I kind of ended up revisiting the show later. I don't know, because I was probably bored during the lockdown because this came out in 2020. Now, from my rewatch of the show that I got to really get into at the time, and when I literally just revisited the show like a month ago, and I watched it online, I will say this show overall was pretty decent in my opinion. It definitely ain't no masterpiece, but I would say it was a pretty decent series for what it was. Now, initially when this show came out, this show did get some pretty mixed reception While yeah, there are a few number of people that do like the show, and then there's some people that don't really vibe with the whole Ali's Pack thing at all. One of the major criticisms of the show is that sometimes some episodes and lessons can be a bit, repetitive at time, and it just feels pretty generic. Like they could do so much with the whole chosen one aspect that they just don't really delve too deep into it that much, which might get the impression why some people be like, I ain't feeling this show very much. I feel like the major elephant in the room is that this show just wasn't popular at all. At least other divisive shows like Teen Titans Go, Johnny Test, Modern SpongeBob, and The Loud House will have a stronger reaction with people because those shows are objectively more well known than a show like Ollie's Pack. Speaking of Johnny Test, I know this show was infamously known for its whip cracks in the later seasons, like seasons 2 through 6. I wasn't personally too bothered by the whip cracks, and yes, I did hear them. Yeah, I wasn't personally too bothered when Johnny Test switched to Flash animation in season 2. I know people are pretty critical when cartoons do use Flash animation, especially if it's supposed to be a TV show. But I personally ain't too bothered by it to an extent. Although it took me time to get used to, the 2021 revival of Johnny Test definitely looks more cleaner and has better animation than season 2 through 6 of the original show. And that about wrap things up with the unpopular opinions. Comment down below an unpopular opinion you may have on like a show, video game, movie, fandom, or whatever. Until next time, see you guys later. Peace.